These are the best decks for every single win condition in Clash Royale. There are 22 win conditions in total, but for today I'm also adding Mega Knight, P.E.K.K.A and Royal Recruits to the list, even though they are not technically considered win conditions. Use my creator code TRIAS and now let's go. Goblin Barrel is one of the most popular cards in Clash Royale, and Classic Lock Bait is a really good choice here. Like literally every deck with Goblin Barrel, your main goal is to bait out your enemy's small spells so they have no counters for your Goblin Barrel and you get free damage. Because you have 3 cards in your deck that require a lock to defend them, you are always able to either chip damage or easily defend enemy pushes. Your Inferno Tower is ideal for tanks, and the Valkyrie is so powerful in her evolution, keeping away these annoying Hog Rider spammers from your tower. And even if your enemy has Log, Barbarian Barrel and arrows against your deck, you still have a rocket in your deck to chip lots of damage. The most popular deck here is Royal Giant with Monk. In single elixir you don't go for a Royal Giant as he costs too much elixir and he is very easy to defend and you couldn't stop the counter push then. Instead, play defensively. Your Fisherman can easily activate the King Tower with almost every win condition in the game. And in double elixir, you try to build up this push. Monk with Royal Giant and if possible also a Fisherman to pull heavy cards away and swarm them with your guards or other cards to protect your push. And last chance, if your enemy is too good on defense, with a Royal Giant in the back you will make it possible to cycle back to a second one and you have both lane pressure, which is impossible to defend. Bridge Spam is the strongest deck for Battle Ram. The card itself seems not that strong, but once you get a good cycle, this deck can be really annoying. Try to keep up a bit of pressure all the time and cycle to your evolutions. Use your cannon card, same as the Golden Knight dash, and Mother Witch on your defense, and then make a beautiful offense out of it. This Rage with its Ghost makes the push incredibly strong, and one bad placed card can cause so many piggies from the Mother Witch. Also, don't forget the Heal Spirit on your offense. It can actually save you the game. Lavahound is by far the best deck with Lavahound. It's overall very simple. You always go for Lavahound in the back corner. When he reaches the bridge, you are full on elixir again. Go for a balloon like this, so it gets hard to distract him with buildings. Support with another air card, or keep your elixir to protect your push with spells. It's very important that you keep your Valkyrie and guards on your hand as they are essential for a secure defense. The longer you play Lavahound, you will realize it's better to take some damage and save up the elixir for your offensive push. And if you're not sure which line you need to push, in most matchups you go for the same lane as your air sovereignty is broken. The best and most versatile Electro Giant deck is with Bowler. This deck has 2 broken evolutions, an incredible defense and counters all mid-ladder decks. On defense, the Tornado is perfect to activate the King Tower, your evolution cage can deal with the biggest tanks problem-free, and Bowler is just a powerful card against recruit spammers, lockbait and so on. On offense, you always combine Electro Giant with a Bowler and Tornado. This way you can easily take down long range cards with pulling them into the Electro Radius, but you also reposition mini tanks so the Bowler can reach to the tower. Use the lightning against buildings. Even for a bad elixir trade, this can be enough to win you the game. The best deck for Miner is to nerf him. With the champion rework, Miner Poison with Wall Breakers is now one of the best cycle decks in the world. Your offense is very simple. Chip with the Miner on the tower and use him as a tank for the Wall Breakers to let them connect easier. Extremely important, only those 2 placements are safe and can't activate the King Tower with a Tornado. But once you know that your enemy has no Tornado, switch the Miner placement so your opponent can catch all of them and later on protect the Miners with a poison spell as they have to commit elixir for him or they take massive damage. On defense you have the Goblin Hut, Ice Wizard and a massive tank killer plus a very cheap cycle. You can also use wall breakers to kite troops when your cycle is bad and get a counter push here as well. And the secret tip, you can use the Mighty Miner ability and then the wall breakers to push him faster into the tower when your enemy is low on elixir. Elixir Golem Battle Healer was always the most toxic but most efficient deck to push 3 crown matches really fast. To manage this deck, you only follow up a single rule: Elixir Golem, Battle Healer, Air and Rage. Due to the healing, air troops can even resist dangerous spells and heal up again. While your opponents defend, you are already ready for the next push and you let them rage quit every time. Ram Rider is perfect in bridge spam. With this deck you have Executioner as your defensive key card. Together with Boss Bandit and Vines you can combine high damage with Splash really efficient. Next to this, the Ram Rider is your goat on offense. Combine her with Boss Bandit and either Snowball or Vines to help your Ram Rider connect to the tower. Later on you are able to cycle back to your Boss Bandit and you have much more pressure, making the defense really difficult. With Drill, you're always going for a really cheap cycle variation. Due to your cheap 2.4 elixir cycle, you can afford a single Fire Spirit, a Berserker or a Snowball cycle easily to chip some extra damage or force out much elixir. Next to this, your Drill is the main win condition. You can play him with Bomber or Fire Spirit. This way the opponent cannot defend it with a single troop without taking damage, cause it will splash on the tower or the Goblin will connect on the tower. Also use the Snowball to push light troops away and abuse the evolved version of it to get rid of all units around the Drill, dealing massive damage on the tower. Suspicious Bush works best in Cycle. This deck is a true chaos for your opponent, cause you pressure him with the Bush, Spirits and Wall Breakers consistently. On defense you have to be very creative, taking out pushes with using your Mighty Miner to take out tanks, but your other cards to take care of the backup. Kite troops away and also keep up the pressure to either deal free damage or crash his planned push. This deck requires a lot of practice. I recommend to try this out in a classic challenge first. The best deck for recruits is the classic Fireball Bait deck. You have a powerful defense with the Evo Cage, Zappies and the recruits themselves. Especially against Lockbait you have Arrows, Barbarian Barrel and the Electro Spirit to counter it. On offense, build up a recruit's push with splitting your Roy Hogs at the bridge and protecting this one with a flying machine. It's such a devastating long-range air troop and so many players just miss their spells or can't defend perfectly over the time and lose to such big pressure. 3.0 is the best Expo deck. Your goal is to lock the Expo on the tower, but this requires some good cycle first. The main setup is to go for Expo with Tesla at the bridge and then protect the push with your cycle cards. And once you're back to Expo, you go for the next one again, or you switch to the opposite side, hoping for mistakes from your opponent and giving them less value with big hitbox cards like Fireball. The problem, you can't always go for Expo first play at the bridge, cause this could lose you the game instantly. Instead, you need to go over your defense and then use the opponent's elixir disadvantage to build a new push. If you face more than 2 tanks, it will be impossible to break through. Then play defensively and use your Log and Fireball as your win conditions in triple elixir. Goblin Giant with Royal Chef is broken. In the beginning you are very chill and usually wait for what your opponent is playing. But once your chef tower is ready, the chaos begins. Go for Goblin Giant or P.E.K.K.A in the bag. And once he crosses the bridge, play the second tank and coordinate your push with your spells. Especially the Rage is dangerous. Once you have the evolutions ready, your push gets crazier and unstoppable. Very important, never play out your minions when you play against Balloon or Graveyard. Save them up for your defense, and if not, use them to distract the Inferno Towers and support the push from above. Your Fisherman is very effective defensively for King Tower activations, but also to surprisingly pull dangerous counter cards. For your Royal Chef, it's the best to drop the pancakes on the troops with the highest elixir cost, so don't waste it on your minions or the Fisherman. Graveyard Goblin Hut is by far the strongest graveyard version. Your Furnace allows you to chip Fire Spirits very frequently, forcing out spells that your opponent can't use on your other cards then. With your Goblin Hut and Evolution Valkyrie, you defend win conditions easily, and once it gets bigger, Furnace Evo and Poison are a great addition on defense. Graveyard is your main win condition. Never use them alone, but use Berserker or Valkyrie to let her tank for the skeletons. Play your Poison spell to get rid of swarms and the Wine spell if you need to take out bigger counter troops. Last but not least, if you don't have a significant elixir advantage in single elixir time, don't play out your graveyard and save it up for double and triple elixir time. Spam bait is ideal for Skeleton Barrel. You have 5 cards to bait out a log and the pressure is immense. Wall breakers and Skeleton Barrel are your main win conditions. Don't use them both at once, better push on 2 lanes at the same time or use a different timing to keep up small pressure. With the new Royal Ghost evolution, you could also go for him instead of wall breakers. Compared to your offense, the defense is more difficult as you don't run at building. Play your cards in a way that they don't provide any big spell value and keep spamming your win conditions to get damage for cheap elixir. If you face a dangerous splash card, use the vines to take this one out on defense or freeze it to still break through on the tower. Combining bait and control with Mortar is perfect. This deck allows you to be stable on defense but building up tough pushes. Don't start with Mortar first play, you wanna have it ready for your defense in first place. Instead you can push with your Skeleton Barrel and Spear Goblins. On defense your Ice Wizard slows down all pushes while Mortar distracts them. It's the best to play the cannon card in a way that you can still use it for your offense later on. With that you now have a protection for your Mortar, which is dangerous due to that Goblin on the rock. Skeleton King with Skeleton Barrel forces out even more troops and with just one mistake you could deal so much more damage on the tower. Cannoneer is more recommended than Princess Tower in this deck. Respect if you play 3 Musketeers. The playstyle of 3 Musketeers is simple. Build up elixir pumps and later on overrun your enemy. Possible, always avoid to play your 3 Musketeers, it's better to surprise your enemies with that card. Play more defensively and don't make too aggressive pushes at first, except cycling the battle ram sometimes. Protect your pump and build up more of them. Use displacement when you play against rocket and these ones when you play against other spells. Once you have enough elixir, split your 3 Musketeers behind your tower. On the one lane you will go with Golden Knight and on the other lane with Battle Ram. Heal up your troops with your Heal Spirit and keep up the pressure with also playing Elite Barbarians. You have enough elixir due to your pumps and this allows you to overrun your opponents if you can keep up the pressure. But if your 3 Musketeers are underleveled, don't play them cause they are one shot from a fireball. Giant Graveyard is by far the best deck for Giant. To start off a game you can go for Giant, Bowler or Witch in the back. And if your cycle is good, you can instantly go for a Giant Graveyard push early on. Use your Snowball to protect your push, it's slowing and pushing troops away and increases the damage by far. With Cannoneer, Guards and Bowler you already have a good defensive structure. But also Evil Witch is so versatile and hard to stop. The longer a match goes, the better your matchup gets and you will break through at the end of the day. If you don't want to play Royal Hogs with recruits, this deck offers you a quick cycle with Royal pushes. Furnace is a strong passive damage dealer. Always play him in the back and force out spells that your enemies can't use for your Hogs anymore. Keep up the pressure consistently and only go in on one lane when your opponent plays single targets and double lane when he has strong splash cards to counter you. With the Evolve Cannon, Poison and Royal Delivery you can stop all big pushes, but also use the Evo Cannon offensively if you know there's something you can take out. Oh, and don't forget this little girl here. For only 2 elixir, this card can be so useful. Balloon Cycle is very popular, but if you're looking for a Lumberloon deck, just change the miner with the Lumberjack. This deck features an insane defense with Bomb Tower, Musketeer and Snowball on defense. Next to this, troops like P.E.K.K.A or Mega Knight can easily be kited and the Musketeer gets so much value as you can take her down quickly. On offense, you need to go for Miner or Ice Golem as the tank for your balloon. Slow and push critical troops away to get more value out of your balloon. And most importantly, remember your enemy cards. And once you have the Evolution Musketeer ready, have fast reflexes and snipe critical cards from far away and your balloon is free to go. The best deck for wall breakers is with Drill. With these 2 troops you can either push same lane or push both lanes and force out so much elixir that is usually easy to defend. With your cannon and mighty miner you manage your defense, but you also have fireball, log, etc. to support this defense. Play smart and use wall breakers to pull cards backwards, plus you get a new offensive counter push. And the closer it gets, help your drill and wall breakers with potential spell predictions or unexpected abilities that can turn around all situations and make it possible to switch between 2 lanes in the endgame. The best Mega Knight deck is Heavy Cycle. With this deck, I got you. This is one of the most consistent Mega Knight decks since a long time. Due to the champion rework, you can now play Archer Queen multiple times if you play against air, and for the ground you have lots of answers. With the Bandit you can fully defend the Sparky, and the Prince is perfect to deal with tanks. Once you go for the Mega Knight, push with the Prince behind. Now use Bandit with wall breakers on the other side and keep your spells ready to take out swarms. Defending this is very hard, but once you reach triple elixir, it will be impossible to defend 2 Mega Knights and Princes and all this spam stuff. Golem Pump is a powerful beatdown deck. In single elixir you need to cycle your evolutions, but most importantly is that you need to build up elixir pumps to make a bigger push later on. It is absolutely okay to take big damage on a tower. You don't need to defend pushes unless they get too big or they could damage your pump. Once you are on double elixir, go for a golem in the back. Next you go for the lumber and electro dragon. Spells can be dangerous, but a good timed battle healer can save up your E-Drag and the push can heal up over and over again. In case your opponent is playing lightning, always block your electro dragon with golem, lumber and battle healer. Use your tornado on offense and bring up all enemy units in the electro dragon chain radius, and you will see that the late game lets this deck cook. P.E.K.K.A Bridge Spam is still the best P.E.K.K.A deck, and you can switch the Battle Ram to Royal Ghost Evolution if you want to. P.E.K.K.A is very dominant on defense and especially against Mega Knight and Electro Giant. On offense you go for Battle Ram and Bandit in behind, and it gets difficult to stop it. Magic Archer is game changing. Use him to hit a tower against mini tanks that defend the Battle Ram, for example. The Magic Archer is so annoying and often guarantees you lots of damage. Hog Rider! For Hog Rider I want to present you 3 different decks, as this card features 3 decks that are consistent over years, starting with the weakest version so far, Hog XZ. Your offense not only relies on spamming Hog Riders, much more you need to engage with your splash cards. Your Tornado is not only strong on defense, but even as effective on offense to deal massive damage with your Executioner. Even though you are able to cycle rockets on annoying troops or use it to defend really big pushes, as it nearly one-shots everything. Keep in mind that your both evolutions have powerful push and pull abilities that help you defend pushes with ease, but also pull critical targets away. The second best Hog Rider deck is 2.6. This deck has an incredible defense. The long range of that Musketeer and of the cannon outranges all spells and build a perfect defense. With Ice Golem you kite troops and you split pushes, so they are easier to defend. On offense you go for Ice Golem Hog Rider. The Ice Golem is a solid tank for him and can clear swarms, and the Hog Rider can land more hits on a tower. If your enemy is playing a building, you can use your evolution Musketeer to snipe it from afar, and if there's some fireball value, use it to also chip down the tower a bit. And finally, the best Hog Rider deck is Hog EQ. You have a devastating firecracker that is brutal on defense but also on offense. But never let her cross the bridge alone, and King Tower activation is so easy with her. Instead, always play her with Hog Rider. This way you can also chip damage even if your Hog Rider doesn't connect. Due to the earthquake, buildings can no longer stop you, and with that also the skeleton army can easily be taken out. Mighty Miner is perfect to destroy tanks, but also on offense cause he's extremely tanky. It's way harder to stop your Hog when he is protected with the Mighty Miner, and you still have the ability to push back troops. On defense, stack your firecrackers and cycle to the next ones. They often survive and get great value and allow you to easily counter push him. And that's it for today. Subscribe if you don't want to miss any other content. Use my creator code TRICE to support these videos. Thank you very much, and we will see us very soon.